Happy Friday the 13th, and welcome back to another episode of Sports Corner. It's well known that Friday the 13th is often associated with bad luck, and my bad luck came last week as I went 0-4 with my NFL picks. It started off poorly with the Bears upsetting the Commanders on Thursday night with a staggering 40-20 win, which was Chicago's first win of the season. Then, early Sunday morning, the Jaguars took down the Buffalo Bills in London for their second straight win in England. The Ravens had the win in their hands, but a late Lamar Jackson interception would cost Baltimore the game and give Pittsburgh the upset. And on Monday night, a 3-interception performance by Jordan Love would be the downfall of the Packers and cause them to fall to the Raiders. While being wrong on all of my picks isn't necessarily ideal, got to be able to laugh at yourself. Anyway, moving on to this week. We kicked off Week 6 with a Thursday night matchup of the Chiefs and Broncos, two AFC West rivals. But it's hard to call this matchup a true rivalry because heading into last night, the Broncos had not beaten the Chiefs since September 17th, 2015. The streak was able to stay alive, and the Chiefs have now beaten the Denver Broncos 16 times in a row. For the rest of the weekend, there are some big games to keep an eye on, like the Bengals and Seahawks, the matchup of two 1-4 rivals, the Bears and Vikings, and the Buccaneers and Lions fighting for a top spot in the NFC. After my aforementioned 0-4 week last week, I'm now sitting at 12-8 on the season. Here are my, hopefully, winners for this week. The Eagles over the Jets, the 49ers to coast past the Browns, the Rams to pick up a win at home over the Cardinals, and the Bills to bounce back against the Giants on Sunday night. The MLB playoffs have been electric so far, and we're slowly inching closer to the World Series. On Tuesday night, the Texas Rangers shocked the world with their sweep of the Baltimore Orioles. The Rangers, whose loss at Seattle on the last day of the regular season made them a wild card instead of the AOS champion, have since won all 5 of their postseason games. They're headed to the American League Championship Series for the first time since 2011. The Orioles, who had 101 wins this season, went the entire regular season without getting swept in any series. But their first sweep of the year came at the most unfortunate time, and they are out of the playoffs. The Phillies and Braves series headed into last night with the Phillies up 2-1 after a 10-2 rout over Atlanta on Wednesday night. The Phillies were able to secure the win in Game 4 last night, upsetting the World Series favorite Braves and moving on to the NLCS. For the 7th consecutive year, the Astros are advancing to the American League Championship Series. With a 3-2 victory over the Twins on Wednesday, Houston completed a 3-1 Division Series win and set up an in-state ALCS matchup with the Texas Rangers. Game 1 between Texas and Houston, which is an odd sentence, is this Sunday in Houston. And lastly, unfortunately for our hometown Dodgers, they were swept 3-0 by the Arizona Diamondbacks. Arizona has yet to lose a game in the postseason, and this is their first appearance in the NLCS since 2007. The team is now just one series victory away from the World Series. The NHL has officially begun its season this week as well. The Kings began their season at home against the Colorado Avalanche on Wednesday night, and the Ducks will open up the new campaign tomorrow on the road in Las Vegas. It's a long season, but hopefully it will be a great year for both our Southern California teams. On top of pro and college football, playoff baseball, and the start of hockey, it's also the beginning of the preseason basketball in the NBA. So, point being, there are loads of different games, matches, and events to check out this weekend. Come back next Friday for more news and highlights from all over the sports world. And as always, thank you for tuning into Sports Corner. I'm Cole Young. Have a great weekend.